and welcome to another episode of Winning While Budgeting. On today's session, we will be talking about life insurance and the importance of having it. Over time, I have ran into so many people who do not have life insurance, who do not realize that life insurance is a need. And then when something tragic happens, we see family members out needing to reach out to the public and to the community for assistance with burial, whereas life insurance is affordable. So in this session, we are going to be talking about life insurance and how it is a need. It is not for the wealthy. It is not a high class benefit. It is something that each and every person needs to have as a part of their asset profile. And another important key is it is affordable. Life insurance is affordable. I have researched and I realized you can get life insurance plans for $20, $50, $100. We need to incorporate the need for life insurance as a part of our budget plan. When you write out your groceries, your gas, your tithes, and all that stuff that you break down, your rent, your mortgage, make sure you have a budget line for life insurance, even if you can only afford $20. You should have at least a $20,000 policy to bury you. It relieves so much of your family members that have to deal with that situation. No, we don't want to think about death and we don't want to talk about death, but we want to be aware that it is going to happen. And if it happens, we are prepared and our loved ones can have a level of peace in planning. That is the main key function for life insurance is the death policy. But on this episode, we're going to talk about a few different types of life insurance plans that you can look into and that you can buy and that it is affordable. So the first one is term life. Term life is the most affordable life insurance plan that you can buy. And there are all ranges of that. That's what I'm saying. You can get term life for as low as $20 a month. And it is suitable for all ages. It is suitable for all health needs. There are some agencies out there that will even give you a term life policy without doing the whole health check. Now, I will not be giving recommendations for companies in this episode because this one is just about the types of life insurance and making you aware that life insurance is affordable and it is a need. It is not something that we should have as a I want to have. It is a I must have life insurance. So the next one is whole life insurance. And this option, it has insurance and investment components. There's a fixed amount at death, but there's also a cash value that is built in during the insured period. You can use the whole life insurance to build some wealth behind you for retirement or for something large coming up. Whole life insurance policies usually have some type of cash value built into them. And here's a secret. They're also affordable. There is policies out there as low as $85, $95, $100. If you want a larger policy and you have $200, $300 to invest or to spend, you can have $1 million policy set aside for your family. The word of God says a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children. And I'm not just speaking to African Americans, but I'm speaking to anybody that wants to build generational wealth. Something such as a whole life insurance plan with cash value can benefit you and your generations to come. So another type of life insurance is universal life insurance. It is a cash value life insurance. It has low cost and there's a term built into it. The universal life insurance has flexible premiums. There's a tax deferred investment opportunity. There's a death benefit, and the policy holder can decide the insurance and the premium amount. So the benefit there is the policy holder can say to the broker, here's what I can afford. Let me know what this covers, and then it's within your budget. So again, canceling out all the excuses of why you can't have life insurance. You can have life insurance and you need life insurance. Another type is burial insurance. So you may say, I can't afford much. I am on a fixed income, or, I'm going through some financial challenges. You can have the basic burial insurance, which just covers your funeral and burial expenses. Really, really inexpensive, $15, $20. You can get a $10,000 or $15,000 plan that will cover you in the event that something happens and prevents your family from having to deal with the expenses of a funeral. Next is variable life insurance. The variable life insurance is a permanent life insurance plan with a cash value that is invested in multiple accounts. So this is when we start getting into the gurus of life insurance, that you no longer just have a burial or a term life, because I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but term life has a expiration date, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And the challenge with that is if you live beyond the term of your life insurance plan, it has no value. So my preference would be like whole life or universal life. But in the meantime, until if you're working on a tight budget, you can get term life at the 20 or 30-year plan and get one that is convertible into a whole life plan when you do get more financially stable, because that's the goal. The goal is that we will budget, we will win, we will expand our asset portfolio so that we can have more investments and more wealth along the way. So the variable life insurance is permanent. It has a cash value. It's invested in multiple accounts. It has tax benefits. And the policy can even be used for long-term care reduction and retirement. Again, the owner has some rights in there and can decide how the cash is invested and how it can be passed on to the beneficiaries free of taxes. Remember, life insurance is not a want, it is a need, and it reduces the financial burden on your loved ones. That is the benefit of life insurance. If we care about those that we are leaving behind, life insurance reduces the financial burden on our loved ones. It can be used to cover financial expenses. It can supplement your family's income. And again, it can leave generational wealth for your children, for your spouse, for your mother, brother, whoever you list as your beneficiaries. It can provide some wealth along the way. There's a death benefit on all of these, and the death benefit is the amount paid to beneficiaries after death. We want to make sure that all of the life insurance plans, we identify who the beneficiaries are, but also that they are aware that part of this is to cover the cost, to have a death benefit to cover the cost of my funeral expenses, my burial expenses, so that I'm not leaving anyone burden. It's not just to leave wealth, but it's also to prevent debt and hassle and struggle for those in the wake. The average cost of life insurance is going to be about $25 to $35. But again, like I say, if we're budgeting and if we're being strategic with our income, we can plan it out. We can list it as a budget line. And then if there's something that frivolous, for example, that we can reduce, maybe a Starbucks run, and we know that's common, but maybe we need to redirect our cable expenses or redirect a little bit of our grocery, try to do some readjustments in our budget so that we can include at least $50 for life insurance. If you are at a job that offers life insurance as a part of their benefit package, make sure you are taking advantage of that. Most employers offer that, and it's super affordable when we go through our employees because they're supplementing some of the costs. I recommend maxing it out. Max out your life insurance plan with your employers. It comes out of your payroll check. You won't even miss it. But what you will miss if you don't do it is the benefit of having life insurance. So recommendations, take it out of your paycheck, max it out with your employers. If you don't, if you're an entrepreneur or you're in between jobs, try to supplement your income to buy some from reputable brokers along the way that will last, that will stand, and that will be verified and able to pay out in the event that something happens to you. Again, life insurance is a need. It is not a want. It is not for the wealthy. It is for every individual, and it is affordable. You can win while budgeting. And one of the ways to win is to make sure that you have your life insurance policy in place, your beneficiaries know that it exists, and that you have it set up clearly. So let's do a recap of the type of life insurances that we discussed. Term life insurance, whole life insurance, variable life insurance, universal life insurance, and the burial insurance. Let's break them down a little bit and talk about some of the pros and cons. So the term life insurance is just that. It's a term policy for a limited amount of time, but it does provide you with a death benefit in the event that something happens to you, and it does pay out to your beneficiaries. One of the pros of that is it's affordable. Another pro is it's easy to understand. You know the term, it's pretty clear and simple, and it's easy to get. But the downside of the term life insurance is just that it's for a set limited time, usually 5 to 30 years, and you do have to be aware of how long the term that you're getting lasts for. But you can convert it if you get a convertible term life insurance plan when you get more financially equipped and stable, and when you are sure that you want to invest in life insurance over the long run. So the term life insurance does not last a lifetime, but there are some options that will give you 20, 30, and some I've seen lately, even up to 40 years of coverage. If you outlive that, though, because you know people are living now to be 90 and 100 years old, you want to be aware that you have the insurance needs that you cover, and you want to make sure that you're getting it before it becomes more expensive. Term life insurance tends to be more valuable to young, healthier families. So you want to make sure that if you're aging out of the bracket where it's affordable, then you start looking into the more permanent life insurance options. So the permanent life insurance options are the whole life, the universal, the variable. Those are more permanent, meaning they last for your lifetime as long as you're paying the premiums. The pros of those is most permanent life insurance plans have a cash saving value that you can cash out, that you can get a loan against, that you can draw down on for retirement, as well as a death benefit, and as well as some tax saving options. The cons of it is, of course, it will be more expensive than the term life insurance. It does come with some risk, and then your health and all of those other things that can be a factor for the amount you can get is usually included in the more whole life insurance policy plan. So you want to think about that. And the difference along those three, the whole life, the universal, and the variable, is how you pay the premiums. So the whole life is fixed premiums, fixed benefits. It's a fixed cash value. You know exactly what you're getting. What you pay for is what you get. With the universal and the variable, you can adjust according to your needs or your income. So the universal has flexible premiums, flexible death benefits. But with that plan, you have to make sure you're monitoring it closely, that it is in line with your financial life insurance needs. Similarly, with the variable life insurance, you can adjust the premiums, you can adjust your investment goals, because it is just what it says, is variable. You can use it for investment options. You can use it for life insurance options. You can use it for some tax planning goals as well. But you have to monitor it closely and be aware of the risk and the market that you're working with as you make those adjustments and for investments. My preference is life insurance is for life insurance. It's not the best investment goal. There are other investments out there that give you more return on your interest in life insurance, but there is some safety in it, when you go along with the life insurance cash saving value. It's something that builds up over the long run and will be there and be accessible when you deal with reputable companies. So that is one thing I want to mention, that as you're looking for your life insurance, you want to make sure that you find knowledgeable life insurance agents and that they are working with reputable companies that are financially and fiscally strong. You don't want to be paying premiums, and when it's time to cash out, you realize that this company did not exist or they cannot pay out the death benefit. You want to deal with companies that are strong and that have a reputation for paying out their benefits timely with little to no hassle. And you want to make sure that your beneficiaries are listed clearly in your life insurance plan and that they are aware of how and who to contact to get those benefits activated. Because remember, they won't have access to it until you are no longer here. It's a death benefit. And so they need to know that in the event of my death, this is what you do, this is who you contact, and this is how much I have. Hopefully this information was beneficial to you. Again, remember, life insurance is not a want, it is a need and should be included as a part of your budgeting plan. Budgeting does not have to be stressful. Life insurance does not have to be something that hurts your head. It's not out of reach. It is affordable and you can do it, and you can win while you are budgeting. See you on the next episode.